Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 43 of From the Van. It's a podcast from my van, where I have conversations with people who have relationships with residential vehicles. I'm your host, Marty Benson, and today's episode features Shane Dennis. Shane's a really cool guy from New Jersey. Super sweet dude from New Jersey. They exist. He lives in a big-ass Mercedes Sprinter with his two dogs, Millie and Bucky, who are also very sweet. Very interesting self-built van. He's got a Murphy bed in there, and he just recently moved into the van not too long ago, and so we had a really good conversation about sort of what drove him to move into the van, and his experience of sort of trying to learn to do the van thing, which is always an interesting transformation. People deal with it in different ways and stuff, but we had a really great conversation with him. I hope that you enjoy it. If you think about it, why don't you go to the YouTube page, the From the Van YouTube page, which you can navigate to from our Instagram page or wherever you found this podcast. Hit the subscribe button, you know what I mean? Maybe do the same thing on whatever podcast platform you're listening on. I appreciate you. Enjoy episode 43 of From the Van featuring Shane Dennis. Shane, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you.
Is your last name Dennis?
Dennis, yeah.
I don't know how I knew that.
He's a stalker.
My Instagram.
His Instagram is it's Shane Dennis. Well, maybe your middle name was Dennis. Where are you from?
I'm from Long Beach Island, New Jersey.
Okay. Why you live in a van?
Short story?
No, dude.
Oh, you want the long story?
We just did an hour and a half episode of this with Jared Tachi.
Oh, wow.
And it was his second episode. So give me the longest. We got to beat him. We're going 3 hours tonight.
I don't really have time for that, but...
So, originally I wanted a tiny home. And when I was 18, I was planning for that. I wanted to live on a 12-foot by 5-foot trailer and build a one little tiny bedroom home.
Yeah.
And then tow it behind my truck and then go out to California. Never happened. Started working, got real heavy into my job. When I was 25, I bought a house. And ever since then, I've had, crazy anxiety. And over the years, it just got really, really bad. And then, got out of a relationship. And I was just coming home from working 10, 12-hour days, hating my job. And then I would walk inside my house, and I didn't care to, even live there. I wanted to be traveling the world. That's what I really wanted.
Yeah.
So, flipped my house. I redid the kitchen, redid all the inside, everything. I do carpentry on the side. So, made some money on that. Decided to go with the van instead of the tiny home. I was going to get a steel framed out tiny home and then build out a tiny home and then tow that down to Florida, then live in Florida for some reason. I don't know. I had crazy plans. But in July I purchased the van, built it out, and
Right on. What's the job that you were doing?
I was a technician for hot tub. I was working on hot tubs.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yeah. Wow, 12-hour days. That's fucking gnarly. But you owned a house at 25, which is actually pretty impressive, too, by most people's standards, right?
Yeah, I wasn't happy, though.
Yeah. Do you think that this anxiety was tied to the work and the responsibility of the ownership of the house?
Yeah, I always had a dream to, travel. And, when you own a house with a mortgage and everything, and then I had, $14,000 in credit card debt on top of that.
Wow.
So I was able to pay that off too. So that was awesome.
Yeah, dope. What are you doing now to keep yourself afloat?
I have a little bit of money left, probably for the next year, and then I have to get a job. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to start building out vans.
Okay. Yeah. Do you? It sounds like you were sort of set. Well, apart from the Florida thing, you were already set on California?
Yeah.
In some shape or form?
Yeah, I always wanted to go out to California. Originally, I was going to go across Canada and then come down into California and into Baja, but I missed the season. My house took a little bit longer to sell than expected. So, Yeah, straight out to California. Always wanted to come here. I've pretty much checked out all the places I want to see except for Santa Barbara, and then San Francisco, and then I'm going to head up to Oregon and into Canada.
Where are you going to build vans?
Don't know yet.
Okay.
Maybe here.
You're sort of shopping?
Yeah. Maybe out in Oregon, maybe out in Canada. Who knows? That was kind of the reason why I wanted the van. I always wanted to live in OB when I was younger. Now I don't want to live in OB.
Ocean Beach, San Diego?
Yeah.
Because you've been there now?
Yeah.
And you're like,
After
oh,
visiting
good.
so many times, I'm like, I don't want to live there. And imagine if I just moved out here and got an apartment for 6 to 12 months and signed a lease, and I hated it.
Mm-hmm.
So the van is really like getting me. When I got to Encinitas, I haven't left yet. It's been 3 weeks.
Yeah.
I stayed like almost 2 weeks in Santa Cruz, and I plan on going back to Santa Cruz. So I'm really like getting the lay of each town, like learning about it.
Yeah.
And especially about the communities. Communities are really special.
It affords you a lot of opportunities living in the van. Like we do all sorts of weird things that I didn't even predict before moving into the van. Apart from just like being able to be in a town for almost long enough to say that you kind of lived there, you know, or whatever. What's your take on Santa Cruz? I have really mixed feelings about that town.
I mean, I didn't really interact with too many locals. From the stores that I was going into, I was getting good vibes.
Yeah.
You know, especially the donut shop. They have the best donuts in Santa Cruz.
I'll remember that next time we're there.
Yeah, I forget the name of the place, but it's right on the corner. Right on the corner of one main street. I forget. But
You gotta go check out VG's in Carter.
Have you eaten at VG's?
that's what Christian was telling me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
Kid that
best
lives in the
donuts
van.
ever.
Yeah, that's what I heard. VG's. Yeah, I've been going to Super Donuts. Super Donuts 1 isn't very good, but Super Donuts 2 is awesome.
Where are
Good to
they?
know.
I'm not a sweet tooth person.
El
so I don't-
Camino Real.
Oh,
Is that
yeah.
how you say it?
Yeah, Real. Yeah.
Real.
Yeah. Wait, what's the difference between Super Donuts 1 and 2?
Super Donuts 1, they deep fry their donuts.
Okay.
And then Super Donuts 2, I guess, bakes them. Yeah. They're
Are
just.
they owned by the same people?
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't
That's
looked
weird.
into
I
it.
feel like I would change the name of the thing if my whole approach would be different. Bizarre.
Yeah.
We got to dig into this, man. This is a burning issue that we have to figure out soon. So you've only been in the van how long?
I left October 29th.
October 29th. Yeah, Canada's fucking cold by then. And are you liking it? Is there a downside or stuff that's bothering you? How's your anxiety doing?
It's been awesome.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Chilled
I can
out.
breathe now. I can
Fuck
take
yeah.
deep breaths.
Uh-huh.
The first couple weeks was very rough. And then I actually met up with 2 van lifers, and they kind of showed me the ropes a little bit, and that, stealth parking and all that. I was actually paying most nights to stay in a campground.
Campgrounds.
Yeah. And, that put a little dent in my bank account. So, learned a lot from them, parted ways, and it's been good ever since. A few tickets here and there, parking tickets, but for the most part, I love living in a van.
Yeah.
I don't plan on living in a house anytime soon.
Yeah, it really sort of changes your perspective on money and stuff, you know. I'm thinking I'll sell this van before too long, and when I was thinking about it, I imagine that I can get at least the money that I put into the van back.
Yeah.
Because it's already built, you know? And if I do manage to do that, I lived rent-free for a whole year, you know? It's crazy to think about being able to do that. I don't think I want to build vans, but the idea that you can... I don't want to build vans for a living, but the idea that you can build a van and use it for consumption for a while and then break even at the end, or maybe even make a little bit of use, is crazy. And like you say, I think about, I'm almost 40, and I think about like the amount of money that I've just thrown into the fire on rent
since I moved out of the house. It's like, wow, man, that's a grip of money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So what are you doing when you travel? Are you hiking? Are you a climber? Surfer?
I surf a little bit.
Yeah.
I haven't surfed in a while. I've been hiking a lot with my dogs especially.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm not a climber. I would love to climb, but I just haven't, gotten any lessons or anything like that.
Started, yeah.
You have 2 dogs, right? In
Yeah,
there?
Millie and Bucky.
Nice.
Yeah, Millie's 11 and Bucky's 9.
Oh,
They're related, right?
Yeah, mom and son.
Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
babies.
They're adorable. Those dogs are super cute. And okay, let's talk about your van a little bit.
Okay.
What van are you in?
I got a 2013 Mercedes Sprinter van at 134,000 miles. I named it Roadhouse.
Surprisingly, I haven't heard that one yet, and it makes all the sense in the world.
Huge Patrick Swayze fan.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Me too.
And Colette swooned at the memory of Patrick Swayze.
Patrick Swayze. He was something, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool it. Do you need a little alone time over here?
Sorry. Everybody listening gets it, though.
They
You
do.
looked at Patrick Swayze,
I get it.
You get it.
I get it. I'm not mad
He's
at
also
it.
very talented.
Yeah.
He's not just hot, he's very talented, man.
Double threat.
And he can kick some ass, too.
Yeah. Badass dude.
So glad you have low standards and limited access. What do you have in your van? What's the general layout?
I got a Murphy bed that folds down. I went with the Murphy bed because I have 2 dogs. My dog Bucky has really bad anxiety, and if I leave him for too long, he'll have accidents.
Okay.
So him peeing on the bed, that's why I wanted folded
Not
away.
ideal. Oh, okay.
Um,
Yours folds from the side, is that right?
Yeah, right behind the driver's seat.
Okay.
I sacrificed a lot of space, but I have a nice big open area for my dogs, and it's been awesome. My next build, I'm downsizing. My kitchen is like almost as big as your bench seat.
Right.
It's so stupid.
Yeah.
I don't need a kitchen that big.
Uh-huh.
I used to be a chef, so I thought I'd be cooking in it every night,
Right.
I like going out to restaurants and trying different foods, so I haven't been really cooking too much in there. I'll cook
Yeah.
in there tonight, but
That's one of the expenditures that I feel like we have been. We go through these little stints where we're good at actually cooking in the van and stuff. It's better when we're here because we know this place and we've eaten at all the restaurants in town.
every time I've seen you guys have been cooking.
Yeah, but you've only seen us here.
Yeah.
But like we just got back from Central California and it was like, well, we're not going to be in this town and not try this brewery and this restaurant or whatever. And so it's when it's a place that you're alien to, you're like, well, I mean, I'm not going to be here next week, so I got to go ahead and try it. And so I find that we're really good when we're stationary at cooking.
Yeah.
But when we're traveling, it's...
We're like, we're
Something.
tired, we've hiked all day, let's go out somewhere.
Yeah.
And
We're like,
cleaning
let's
the
get out in
dishes
world.
isn't fun either.
Yeah. That's...
Get off
It's
my
broken
jacket.
down a lot of my... sort of modesty living in the van. Like at Moonlight here, I wash my dishes in the sink just in front of everybody.
Yeah.
And I don't care. I felt awkward about it the first couple of times I did it.
Yeah.
And Colette was like, when are we gonna finally break down and start doing our dishes at the gym in the bathroom? And I'm like,
Yeah, right? Like just carrying them in your
no.
backpack and taking them in.
I don't know. What do you have in terms of water?
I have a 30-gallon tank, and I can hook a hose up to it and have a shower off the back, but it's pretty cold, and I have a gym membership. So
Yeah.
it's super convenient.
Your Anytime Fitness?
Yeah.
Have you found that that's available most places?
Yes, and I'm going into Canada, and I don't think they have Planet Fitnesses in Canada. So
They do a little bit,
little
but
bit?
not a
Yeah.
lot.
Yeah, I mean, more.
Not the way they are here.
a lot of Anytime Fitnesses in Canada.
Oh,
so
cool.
That's pretty much why I chose Anytime Fitness.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can find one pretty much within 20 miles in every direction.
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit of distance. It's in Carlsbad.
Yeah.
But I don't mind the drive. I go on a nice hike with my dogs every day.
Where have you been hiking?
I forget the name of the road. I just follow the GPS.
It's up in Carlsbad,
yeah,
close
it's
to
up
there?
in Carlsbad.
Okay.
Well, I know it by heart now. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's your plan in Canada?
I've always wanted to go to Vancouver Island. I heard they're very van friendly up there, so that was another reason why. Originally, I was going to buy a school bus, like a short bus.
Yeah.
Because I thought the van was too expensive, and the van was too expensive. But and then I heard Canada is pretty cool with school buses, so I was going to drive it out to Canada, chill there for a while in BC.
Mm-hmm.
But, yeah, I want to see Banff. Yeah, that's about it.
Why'd you decide against the school bus? I feel like I can guess the answer, but I want to hear it.
Because they break down, and they're not stealth.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can't park that thing anywhere.
Right. I see them around here every once in a while. I think they're super cool. Like when you see the
Cute.
picture on the internet of somebody who's decked a van out, it's rad, but it's like, where the hell are you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, and your van is real big, though, too. Do you have issues with it often, or parking and driving around?
Yeah, it's a pain.
Stealth?
Yeah, honestly, it's a pain. I have the 170. Parking in parking lots when I go to like Lazy Acres, it's such a pain, dude. I'm definitely going with the 144 next time.
You're gonna get the short one?
Yeah.
But you want to stick with the Sprinter?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I've driven Transits before. They drive well. I don't like how tall they are. I don't like ProMasters. I think they look like a stub toe in the front. And what's the other one that looks like a shoe?
Oh,
The
the
Nissan?
Nissan.
The
yeah.
Nissan is super ugly.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Well, the crazy thing is, we're trying to upsize, and fortunately for us, because of living in this tiny little thing, we're not in any danger of like we have no desire to get anything huge, because everything, whatever we get, is going to feel big to us. Apparently, the NV, the Nissan, is like, aside from the Sprinter, which is obviously, a Mercedes. Aside from the Sprinter, it's got the best gas mileage, the best acceleration. It's supposed to be the best truck.
Yeah.
But it's ugly as hell, and it's like super long nose.
Yeah, that nose makes it. I mean, you're all concerned about the lengths of the Transit versus the ProMaster.
I like the
and
ProMaster.
Nissan is like unreasonably long.
Yeah.
Like for what you're getting inside the cargo space.
It's like a shoe.
It does look like a fucking shoe. Ugly ass man. I was like, we're not getting that one.
Yeah. Did you surf in New Jersey?
Yeah. Yeah. I grew
Okay.
up surfing. Yeah.
So do you have a thick heavy duty wetsuit?
I got a
for
4.3 for
Tofino
here.
and stuff? What are you gonna do? That's up on the west side of Vancouver
Yeah,
Island.
see, I don't even know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to get a thicker suit than a 4.3.
Yeah, I've only
Hoodie,
surfed in
some
Northern
boots.
California,
Yeah.
and it's cold up there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't plan on surfing a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I just want to see Canada.
Yeah. What is... This has been my favorite question to ask people lately because I'm getting pushed back from my people. What, in terms of, like, friends and family, how does everybody feel about this stupid thing that you're doing? Do you want a beer?
Yeah, absolutely.
May I have another one, baby?
Before we get into this big question.
Yeah, this is the one, man. This is Detour.
Oh.
Salt Lake City beer. It's like 9 or 10%, so just be careful.
Which is so funny to me because we were in
Utah.
and you like can't buy beers with this gravity. And yet this beer is from Salt Lake City.
Dump my tea out.
Yeah, it's super weird.
It amuses me.
Yeah, can I dump my tea out?
Of course, dude. How about it? We got a trash can you put your bag in, too.
Oh, thank you.
You got one of the cans, baby? Here, I got it.
Hold on.
Convenience of living in a van. Thank you, sir.
Yeah, what's going on? What's going on with the politics around Shane Dennis's hashtag van life excursion?
And so, I worked for my father. He sold hot tubs.
Okay.
My mother also sells hot tubs. My brother worked for her. My sister works for my dad also.
Do they have two different? The way you phrased that was weird.
Yep.
Okay.
So
wow.
Yeah, they're called Hot Spring Spas.
Okay.
They're actually based out of Vista, California.
Mm-hmm.
We had a family business, and my parents got divorced, so my mom went up into northern New Jersey and started her own business, and my brother went up there to work for her. So I've been fortunate enough to work for my family business for the past 12 years.
Yeah.
That's how I was able to afford the house and all that.
Right.
So I quit my job with my dad, went up and worked with my mom. I planned on moving to northern New Jersey. Then I quit there. Then I just started building out my house, getting it ready, and then I sold it. My dad is very supportive of it. He was like stoked.
Yeah?
Yeah, he tells everybody to follow me on Instagram.
Oh.
Yeah. It's really cute, honestly.
That's super cool.
Yeah. Every day he calls me. He's like, I ran into so-and-so. I told him to follow you on Instagram. Yeah, so
Nice.
Cute.
got a couple followers from him. My mom is supportive, but she didn't think that I would last this long, I don't think. She thought I would be back home by now.
Yeah.
So did my brother. My sister was very supportive. She saw that I wasn't happy doing what I was doing.
Yeah.
So not real any big pushback from my family.
Okay.
They definitely think that I'm going to come home, though.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is this sort of like the first time that you've left
Oh, yeah.
Jersey for a sustained period?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dogs, too. My dogs have never left the state.
Uh-huh.
Well, I got Millie in Virginia, but that was it. They've always been in New Jersey.
Do you feel like they've adapted well to the van?
At first, it was a little difficult, especially with my dog Bucky, because he has like crazy anxiety.
Yeah.
Any loud noises, fireworks, especially cars going by. He was up all night.
Okay.
And originally, I was sleeping in the Murphy bed above him, so he was constantly waking up and trying to get to me.
Mm-hmm.
So I started sleeping on the floor with him. It's real easy to just put my mattress on the floor, and I make this big bed, and me and my two dogs sleep there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got a noise machine at first. You can buy it at Target for like $19. You put it on white noise.
White noise.
Yeah, so the dogs sleep really well.
Okay.
But now they sleep like champs. The train goes by, they don't even budge.
They've gotten used to it.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it's been good.
That's one of the things that I've been really surprised by. And I've lived in a whole bunch of different places. I've been sort of like not nomadic, but I've barely stayed in a place during my adulthood for more than a couple of years. And we're so malleable, we're so adaptable as people to whatever circumstance we're in. The place that I was in before I moved back to Encinitas from LA, it was like the place I was living in Hollywood was just, I was above like one of the loudest rock and roll clubs in Hollywood, and it was just like boom, 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 and after that I could just sleep through anything.
Yeah.
And then you move into the van and you have like anxiety about stealth parking, and cars are driving by, and I don't know to what degree your van does this, but we're so small that we waggle.
Oh yeah.
Whenever somebody
definitely.
whips past us. Did you have? Tell me about your these van people that taught you how to van life.
Yeah.
What, apart from like stealth parking and stuff, how did that work? What happened?
Yeah, so I was super afraid to just go park on the street somewhere. I mean, I'm from New Jersey. I drove 3,000 miles to get here.
Yeah.
I'm afraid to get a knock in the middle of the night, especially with my dogs. So I just started following them around, and they would look up on Verlander, places to park, and they taught me how to look for the signs and stuff like that, just general stuff.
Yeah.
So now I know where to look app-wise and, check the signs, all that good stuff.
What were you super anxious about at first? Just getting knocked on and tickets and that sort of thing?
Yeah. I didn't really care about the tickets too much because, paying at a campground for so long.
Right, if you did that for a while.
Yeah. But, getting the knock.
Yeah.
Him telling me to move or asking me to get out. Can I see your ID? All that. I just didn't want to, have that stress in my life.
Deal with it. And the dogs barking at the police and that sort of thing.
And they're not going to be able to sleep for the rest of the night. I won't be able to sleep for the rest of the night.
Right.
Yeah.
Are you still using iOverlander?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. It's a great app.
We haven't really used that. That's going to be an interesting transition when we get into a bigger van because we're going to be a little bit less stealth and have to be a little bit more deliberate about where we go.
Yeah.
Wow, that's super cool that your family is so... I've had a lot of heartache lately about my family because they're letting me do what I want to do, but it's been a whole lot of encouragement to not do what I'm doing.
The whole view on living in your van is like looked down on.
Right.
It's like I kind of feel sorry for them, honestly.
Yeah.
Because they're going home to their house doing the same thing every night.
Right.
We get to go to new places every day.
Yeah.
If we want to leave, if we get a bad vibe somewhere, we can just leave and
just
go
bounce.
somewhere else. Yeah.
Yeah. So New Jersey is probably a little bit smaller than South Carolina, where I'm from, geographically speaking.
Yeah.
Certainly way more people in New Jersey. But whenever there's a wildfire, not to poke fun at wildfires, but whenever there's a wildfire in California, my mom calls me and she goes, "Are you okay?" I'm like,
it's really far
okay,
away.
it's 400 miles. Imagine where Roanoke, Virginia is.
Yeah.
Like, that's where the wildfire is, Mom. And second of all, I'm not going to drive into a fire.
Yeah.
I'll go somewhere else. Yeah.
Are you okay?
It's one of these things that I've found, and I haven't done, a statistically significant survey or anything, but with the people that I've talked to, I've found that the older people are when they enter the van life thing, the more scared they are of stealth parking, parking in the street, and that sort of stuff. And the more shame they feel for doing something that's looked down on.
Yeah.
I have some friends who have more anxiety, I feel like, than we do about this because they did it in their 50s or 60s or whatever. What you doing, bud?
Putting more peanut butter
Giving him some more stuff.
Yeah.
We gotta let Spin eat rubber to keep him quiet during the podcast.
Yeah, I was gonna say something. He's been eating that.
Yeah, he does that. I try and take big chunks away from him, but
it'll pass
little
through
ones,
him.
He eats my underwear all the time. He'll live fine. I have a lot of anxiety about the van.
Yeah?
Yeah. And I having you is definitely something that calms me because you don't have anxiety about it in the same ways that I do. But
yeah, I feel like if you have somebody else, it's a lot easier.
Yeah.
What am I gonna do? Call my mom or my dad and be like, "Oh my God, this just happened." They're gonna be like, "See, you shouldn't be doing this." So that's why it was nice meeting those, other van lifers.
Yeah.
Leaning on them a little bit, and they were leaning on me a little bit.
It's really cool that there's this community. And I guess it's the same thing. I was a big time stoner for a while.
Yeah.
And when I was in grad school and all the people at law school who smoked weed just automatically immediately gravitated towards each other.
Yeah.
And we hung out. And it's the same thing with the van, right? There's this special kind of support or solidarity or something.
Yeah, it's really special, honestly.
Yeah.
I try to tell my mom about it and explain it, but it's the van life community is amazing. Everybody reaches out and helps each other.
Yeah.
Meeting Jared has been awesome.
Yeah. You just recently benefited from the Jared Tachi bump.
Yeah. Yes, I did.
Yeah. Do you have van life media ambitions?
As far as Instagram or YouTube?
Yeah.
I did want to start a YouTube channel. Maybe down the line I will. I just don't know what I would do.
Yeah.
And I'm certainly not a vlogger.
Right.
Yeah. I see Jared doing it. It's amazing, but it's just not me.
Yeah.
I'm a little too laid back.
Mm-hmm. He works really hard.
Yeah, he's working all the time. He's a hustler.
Yeah, he really is.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you gotta do, right?
Yeah.
Stop yelling at me.
But Instagram, I would like to build my following on Instagram for sure. Yeah. Who wouldn't?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess it's a good platform. It's a good place to...
Yeah, I've never had social media before. I had a Facebook for like a couple months and then I deleted it. I never had an Instagram. So it's been 2 months now since I've had an Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
And it's been fun. I see where the stress comes in, where people get like crazy about it and where the fakeness comes in and all that. But
Right.
honestly, it's a great place to meet people, especially van lifers, and connect with people.
I've found, and I mean, to be perfectly frank, at this point in the game, like, this podcast is as much therapy for me as it is anything else.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to figure out how to find a place to, like, make useful and interesting and fun things on the internet without being a douchebag.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like it's, you can definitely fall into the douche trap.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pretty easily if you're not careful.
Yeah, it's funny how a staged fake photo can get you, so many likes and so many followers, but a genuine photo of you and like, your dog or something just doesn't get anything.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's wild.
Yeah, this is my favorite shit that happened all month, and nobody cares.
Do you do like photography stuff?
I'm just starting to get
seen
into
that
photography.
on Jared's stuff.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm not very good, but I'm trying. I'm learning, watching
all about practice,
so many
right?
Peter McKinnon videos, and practicing, trying to shoot as much as I can.
Who's Peter McKinnon?
He's like big YouTube star.
Uh-huh.
Does photography.
Photography, like tutorials and stuff?
Yeah, he does tutorials and vlogs, that sort of
Yeah.
thing. Yeah, super popular. He's like got over 4 million followers.
Holy crap. Crazy.
Yeah.
What's your electrical situation in your van?
So I got 4 100-watt panels on the roof, and my battery, my batteries are gel, and I got 300 amp hours of batteries. It's been plenty for me. My refrigerator, that's really all I need it for. My next build, I'm definitely going to go with lithium for sure.
Okay.
The gels don't last as long,
Right.
and when it rains for a week straight, I'm done.
Yeah.
Toast. Yeah. I got no power. And I was an idiot, and I just quick put it together and left. I don't have anything that I can charge it with. So I have to hook up a battery charger if I run out.
Uh-huh.
Hook that up to an outlet.
Are you not hooked into your alternator at all?
No.
We're not either.
Yeah.
And I've been thinking about doing that, and then I'm like stressing out about it, and then we get a week or two of like good weather, and I'm like flush with energy, and so I don't act on it and stuff.
When you came from Jersey, did you just kind of skip most of the East Coast, Midwest area? Were you just trying to get here?
Yeah, I just wanted to get out here as fast as possible. And I was going through a storm also, so for the first 3 days it was just pouring rain. It was miserable. Getting my dogs in and out of the van. I had no solar. I ran out. I used up all my water within 2 days like an idiot because I'm a first-time van lifer.
Right.
Now my water lasts me forever.
What were you using it on?
Dishes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I just didn't realize how much I was wasting in a house.
Yeah.
Now, like, I love how much I'm not wasting, how much water I don't flush the toilet, 8 times a day.
Right.
I don't take a 20-minute shower some days.
Right.
Yeah.
Everything is what I need.
Yeah, it's not even just there's the social aspect, right, of the van life community that you're trying to explain to your mom, but you can't really get her to wrap her head around. But then also, when you do this sort of thing, you're like, you're exposed to so many limitations that create opportunities. I used to get so excited about getting rid of a pair of pants. I got rid of a pair of pants like 2 weeks ago, and it felt really
Yeah.
It was super fun. Because we don't have a lot of space in here, and I didn't need them, and so.
How many pairs of pants do you have?
4.
4? That's all you need.
Sounds
And
right.
a bunch of shorts.
Yeah.
Little shorts.
Do you do your dishes in your van now? Or you
Yeah.
try to do it elsewhere? You're just
Yeah,
super conservative with your water.
Yeah,
so.
the trick is to plug your sink first and wash your dishes and everything so you can see how much it's filling up in the sink.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. Keep track of it.
I've noticed, like, I've done it a couple times when we were on a trip, and I really needed to wash we have 2 bowls that we just use for everything. I really needed to wash them. You just put, like, a little splash and soap and, like, scrub it out, and then, like, a little more water, and, like, wash it out from there, and just, like, use nothing to do it.
Yeah.
And you think when you do dishes in a house, you just flip it on, and you just let it run the whole time. Yeah, the whole time when you're doing dishes, you just don't think about it.
Yeah.
When you're like, oh, if I use all my water right now, I'm gonna have to go get more water. And there are certain areas where it's like harder to find fill stations, at least for us, because we use the glacier
Oh, for sure.
stations.
Yeah, I use those.
Yeah. We were in Yosemite area, and we were in Mammoth, and we couldn't find anywhere to fill our water, and they were like, oh, we don't have those up here. We have good water.
Yeah.
And we're like, oh, okay.
So we were screwed
We're like,
because we
what
used
do
the
we
water
do?
bricks.
Yeah.
And so we had nowhere to get water. But the good news is you can go into the bathroom of a place and because the water down here
We're
is
just
terrible.
taking our water bottles in and filling them up all the time.
Yeah.
It's pretty funny.
Wait, how do you have a 30-gallon tank and you can still use the glacier station? Do you have something you hook up to it, or do you bring a pail and just dump?
I got a 5-gallon jug.
Okay.
So I walk back and forth.
Okay.
Yeah, usually I'll do 5 trips.
Uh-huh.
Make it 20 or 25 gallons. And then I'll fill up the 5-gallon and stick it in my cabinet.
Okay.
So keep that on reserve.
Mm-hmm.
I fill up as much as I can. It's like my number 1 rule is always get water and always have water.
Yeah.
It's nice to not stress it, or if you're somewhere where you don't have it.
Yep. And I got a faucet off the back of it, and when I take my dogs on hikes, I just hook up the hose and wash them off. It's super convenient.
Do they like to roll around and poop like this one does?
They like roll in weird stuff.
Yep.
Yep.
That's what this blurps likes to do.
So strange.
He found a decapitated dead seal on the beach up in Morro Bay
God.
last week, and just
Shark bit his head off or something?
like that. Well, I couldn't tell if it was that a shark had bit his head
been
off.
dead for a long time.
I think it'd been dead for a really long time, and it'd been picked to pieces by
Oof.
birds or something.
I saw a perfectly decapitated pigeon down an alley in Venice.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Venice Beach, California.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
This guy's just...
It was really strange. I walked upon the pigeon. He was sitting there with his head perfectly cut off.
Was the head still there?
No. Nowhere to be found.
Oh, wow.
And then I turned the corner, and there was a guy smoking crack next to a dumpster.
Ooh, you've just eaten the head.
I hope not.
Just...
Venice Beach is a place, dude.
Yeah, you don't know what happened to that pigeon head in Venice Beach.
There is such disparity in wealth in that town. It is unbelievable, dude.
I loved Venice. Venice
Did you?
was awesome, yeah.
How long were you there? Did you stay in Venice?
No, yeah, 3 days.
Okay.
Yeah, parked on the side of the street.
Uh-huh. Yeah, that's always been a peculiar town to me. I have mixed feelings about that town. I have mixed feelings about everything.
The canals and stuff
Yeah,
it was really beautiful.
Yeah, they're really pretty, man.
And I love the bird scooters, riding those down the road.
Uh-huh.
Quick transportation.
Yeah. Man, we got a buddy who got hit by a Silverado recently.
Oh, man.
Riding one of those things. He got messed up, dude.
Oh.
He's fine. We went on a hike with him the
He's
other
doing
day.
really well. But you gotta just be careful.
And that guy's attitude about the whole thing is such an inspiration to me.
Yeah.
Because I'd be so mad, dude.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like cool with it. What's your program in terms of like long term? Are you in a van forever?
This van I plan on selling by this year. Yeah, it's 2020 now. I'm gonna put in a shower.
In this van?
Yeah.
Okay.
And make the Murphy bed a little bit longer. I'm going to make it into a queen.
Okay.
So it's more desirable.
Yeah.
Nobody wants to sleep on a 40-inch by 70-inch mattress. A little too small. But yeah, I'm going to sell that and then hopefully get a 144. Probably not going to get brand new. Something with around 100,000 miles, most likely. Build that out to my perfect van, because now I know what I need and what I don't need, what I would change, what I wouldn't change. Definitely going to go with the heated floors like Jared has. Those things are incredible, especially for the dogs. And
what's the new layout going to look like? What do you need? What don't you need?
all right, so I was thinking doing flares in the back,
Yeah.
like those pop-outs,
Sure.
so I can sleep sideways,
Yeah.
and having a Murphy bed, but one on each side. So when you walk down the center, you can fold one up and fold the other up, and it folds down, and then have storage underneath on each side. Because I like to be able to walk from one end to my van to the other end.
Out the back.
Yeah, I don't like the fixed bed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like this is awesome being able to fold it up like this, and my Murphy bed. Yeah, I definitely don't want the fixed platform bed. They're really cool. Don't get me wrong, I would love to come into my van and just like plop down on my bed, you know. But it takes up too much room, and you know the storage situation. Nobody likes doing that. Even if there are slide outs, it's a pain.
And then, but like long term, what after that? Are you trying to settle down somewhere? You're not thinking that far ahead, or?
Yeah, I wanted the van so I can get the lay of the land in different places and see where I wanted to live. Like I said, originally I wanted to live in OB, but now I don't want to live in OB.
Okay, wait a minute. Pause there. Tell me about OB.
Well, I mean, nothing specifically. It's just a little crazy down there.
Yeah, it's super crazy.
Especially for van life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, avoided that. Came up in the Encinitas. Honestly, I wouldn't mind living here for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really cool town. This is sort of, I've anticipated this will always be home base for me, but
Yeah.
the property values are just freaking astonishing,
Yeah.
man. I was paying 3 times as much, basically 4 times as much as my van payment for a small,
Yeah.
1-bedroom apartment here. You know?
Yeah, I saw on Zillow a 1-bedroom around here is like $1,800.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty crazy. When you see yourself making vans, what are you gonna do? Who are you catering to? What sort of vans are you gonna build? Because I feel like I know people who live in $4,000 vans, you know, and then we saw a van yesterday that's probably about $200,000.
Yeah. I mean, those, like, I guess you call them cookie cutter vans. Production vans. I definitely wouldn't build them. They would most likely be all custom vans. I would want a certain clientele. I don't want to just build for anybody. I don't want, somebody coming in and saying, I want this, 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 and this. I would like to work with them, you know, as far as, design goes, and like the generic white vans with the cabinets and all that, that's not my style.
Feel that.
So I would probably stick to like more wood and, stuff that would last long term. But yeah, custom vans.
Right on.
You enjoy it, or enjoyed building yours?
Yeah, I love building my van, honestly. I was building out in July and September. In August, yeah.
It's hot and humid in that. Well, I mean, I know New York. I've not been to Jersey, but
Yeah.
Same thing.
same thing.
Yeah, I actually
That's what I say.
destroyed my floor because it was so hot. I got the vinyl plank flooring, and I would leave my back door open while I would work, so I was exposed to the sun. And I didn't notice it because I would pile my tools up at the end of the day, and I'd just throw them on top of it. And then after a while, I saw it starting to come up at the seams, and now it's just falling apart.
Oh, crazy.
Yeah, make sure you don't expose your vinyl plank flooring to direct sunlight.
Extreme direct
Good
sunlight.
advice, yeah.
And it was New Jersey,
And
so it
humidity.
wasn't crazy. You know?
Is there anything else about your van that you hate?
I hate how big it is. I mean, it's inconvenient that I don't have a bathroom,
Yeah.
but I'm living with it, you know?
Yeah.
It's better than cleaning one of those toilets every week.
Right.
The nature head.
I've heard really good things about those. We clearly don't have space in here for one, so we always need to be near a toilet, but...
Well, you always need to be near a toilet.
Hold on a second. We got to do couples therapy about my bowel movements real quick.
Just giving you shit, dude.
But, yeah, I'd probably change the solar system up. Definitely my refrigerator. I would definitely go with a style like
What do you have?
Dometic. I have a cheap Dometic.
Okay.
Like one of the cheapest ones you can get. It looks like a cooler.
Okay.
You know, so stupid. I should have went with the better one. Like the same price also. But yeah, probably wouldn't change anything else other than my counter space. It's just so big.
You have too much.
Yeah, too much. Way too much space in that thing.
That's the interesting thing about curating your own space is you start with what you think is going to work, and then when you test it out, you get to learn what you need and what you don't, and next time around, you get to do it differently. It's the same for us, and I'm sure even in the second van, there'll still be things that you think, oh, I need this, or I don't need this. You just learn what...
Yeah, I didn't even look at a 144. I just automatically assumed I needed a 170 because of my two dogs. And 144 would have been perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, we
In plastic.
it's encouraging because I know some people who really enjoy having a giant van, but for the most part, like Jared downsized.
Yeah.
A whole lot of people.
We're going to upsize, but...
We're going to upsize to the smallest ProMaster is what we're going to do.
Transit.
I like the stub toed just because it gets it gets the most living space for length foot.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I think the transits are really cute looking.
And the hardest to build into. Now we're gonna fight.
You keep saying that.
Yeah. What else, bud? Is there anything else?
Well, he's eating everything.
Out of the and half of the rubber.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you for doing this.
Thank you for having
Appreciate
me.
it, man. Go. Your Instagram is it's Shane Dennis.
It's Shane Dennis.
SHANE, right?
Yes.
Okay. So all three of you guys go and follow Shane.
All right, guys, we did it. That was episode 43 of From the Van. Shane's been in town for a few days. Well, he's been around for a while, and we just got back into town and started hanging out with him a bunch. And he's a really pleasurable dude to be around. Insightful and very kind. I hope that you enjoyed the conversation with him. Thanks for sticking around if you've made it this far. And as always, there will be another episode of From the Van next Tuesday.